Alrighty, just got out of Venom, The Last Dance. And you know what? Truly, this film does feel like The Last Dance. So let's just get right on into it. Venom 3, or Venom The Last Dance, follows, it follows Eddie Brock. Just after the events of Spider-Man No Way Home, actually, you kind of pick up from where that was left off. When Eddie has to go back, and he's just back in his, just back where he started from. Anywho, eventually, from the trailers, we see that Noel has some sort of involvement, and this isn't really spoilers territory. Venom is needed by Noel for a certain purpose, and so he sends these creatures to go find them. And then, you know what? That's your movie. And you know what? For the most part, to me, it actually works. Here's another disclaimer. If you're excited for Noel, Noel is awesome in the movie. I will say, keep your expectations relatively low to see him. This isn't like, I don't really think this is a huge spoiler or anything, but he's just not in the movie a lot, rightfully so. I mean, I think if you watch enough of these trailers and kind of understand how these things work, you're gonna know that Noel is not in the movie. But let's just get right into the meat and butter and all that good stuff. So here we go. What Venom: The Last Dance does well is it keeps you invested, because not only are you curious about Noel, you're wondering what exactly happens, if these monsters find Eddie, and and if they do, how are they going to deal with that? What I noticed towards the third act is this movie seems to write itself into a corner, and eventually you kind of realize, I think I know what has to happen for X, Y, to get to the end. And you know what? I think there's an art in that, because writing yourself into a corner, especially with a plot like this and like how different things are happening, at some point you remember that this is the last of the trilogy. You also remember that, we're not getting another solo Venom film. And I do believe Tom Hardy said this is it, but he's still up to fight Spider-Man, which is awesome. And it just shocks me that we never saw those two, on screen together, face to face, But I digress. Anywho, my only real gripe with this is the second act. I think the second act kind of it slows down a lot, but on the other hand, it just creates moments of heart that I wish we would have gotten more of throughout this trilogy. We kind of explore how Eddie kind of wishes things were different for him, because not only does he have Venom in his head, but he has a role he feels like he has to play, and he's kind of missing out on all these things that a normal person can do, like have just a general decent life with a family and people he loves, of course. Which kind of surprised me that they didn't bring back Michelle Williams for this one, but beyond that point, there's a lot of interesting questions that this movie kind of raises, but unfortunately we don't spend enough time with that. Like I said before, like, there's a scene where Eddie just kind of has to think about like all the things he doesn't have because of Venom, and it's like, I could have done with like a 4 to 5 minute scene with Eddie and Brock going back and forth about that sort of thing. That would have been interesting. I think would have been great. I think would have added a lot. Granted, there's still a lot of emotion in this. There's a surprisingly amount of emotion for this. I found myself feeling for Eddie and Venom, because like, not only have we spent 3 movies with them, but we really do see that they're literally and physically and emotionally inseparable. They're just, they're bound to be together forever, right? And like I said, just kind of hits you in the feels. And I think I think the fact that we're attached to this voice in Eddie's head, as well as the physical being of Venom, I just think that helps the movie a lot. I think the opening of this movie is absolutely phenomenal. It just like throws you right into it, and you know what? I'm all for that sort of thing. So yeah, I think if you're a fan of these movies, I think you're gonna like this one, because I love the first one. Me and my dad, we love it. Second one's okay. You know what? Like I said, these movies aren't for, we're not supposed to really look into them or nothing, but I just think the second one's fun. I like Carnage. I like Woody Harrelson as Cletus Cassidy. So like I said, I could just sit back and watch that. Like, to me, it's just dumb fun, and I love dumb fun movies. And yeah, this one, like I said, This one's another good one. It fits in perfectly, I think, and I'll never get tired of watching Tom Hardy be pretty much any character ever. So yeah, overall, I think Venom: The Last Dance is. I just think it's good. You know, I really do. I just sat back and I just enjoyed it. You know, I could just enjoy it. And you know what? That's all we're really asking for in a movie, right? And yeah, if you're thinking about seeing this or Joker 2, looking for a superhero movie, please watch Venom: The Last Dance. Joker 2 is just. I made a review about it. Just go check that out. Anywho, thank you for watching this one. I hope you go check out Venom. Go support your local theaters. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow for another spooky movie review. Thank you for watching.